60-minute Vinyasa style yoga class. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, listen to your bodies. Take breaks, take modifications, take extra challenges, do something completely different. It's your practice. Everything I say is a suggestion. I'm gonna get started on our knees. Untuck the toes. Have a nice grounded seat on the heels. Stacking your shoulders over your hips, placing your hands on your lap. Closing the eyes or gazing down at the floor in front of you, soft gaze. Beginning your 60-minute practice on your mat. Bring the focus to the breath. Take a big inhale, grow tall from the crown of the head. And a full exhale, where can you soften? Twice more, big inhale. Full exhale. Once more, grow tall. And soften. Keeping the eyes closed or opening them, it's your choice. Inhale, bring the arms out to the sides. Lift them to the sky, let the palms touch, let the chin lift. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart, tuck the chin. Nice big inhale to a count of 3, open arms. And full exhale to a count of 3, hands at heart. One more time, fill up, grow tall. Let go, soften. Plant the left hand down on the mat. Inhale the right arm up and over. Bend into the left elbow. You might open the eyes here, lift the gaze to the right fingertips. Breathe into the right side body. When you're ready, inhale brings you all the way back up. Right fingertips help. Plant right hand. Exhale, left arm up and over. Bend into right elbow. Gaze at left fingertips. Breathe into left side body. Inhale brings you back up, nice and slow. Left fingertips assist. Plant both hands at the sides or on the lap. Close the eyes, take one breath. Open the eyes, bring the legs out to one side, find a seat on the mat. Scooch up to the front of the mat. Plant the feet hip width distance, knees are bent. And then find boat pose by lifting the calves parallel to the mat and lifting the arms, shoulder height. Flat spine, lift the chest, the chin, and the gaze, and take a full round of breath. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly start to lower onto your back, using the core. Once you're all the way on your mat, adjust whatever you need to adjust so that you're comfortable and so that your head is on the mat as well. Bring your knees into your chest, place your hands onto your knees. Roll your lower back in 3 big circles in one direction, giving the back, the hips, and the glutes a nice massage. And then 3 big circles in the other direction. Coming back to center, finding stillness. Extend the left leg long out in front of you, let it rest on the mat. Interlace the fingers at the top of the right knee and inhale to pull the knee into the armpit. As you exhale, let the right hand bring the right knee to the right and the left hand press into the left hip. On your inhale, bring that knee back to center. On your exhale, lift your right leg toward the sky, interlace the hands behind the right knee. We're here for 3 breaths. Maybe there's ankle rolls in the right foot. Maybe pull on the grip and bring the leg closer into the body. We'll do that twice more, 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, bend the knee, bring it into the armpit. Exhale, open up the knee out to the right. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, lift the leg toward the sky. Flex the toes toward the face. Just 1 more time. Move with your breath at your pace. Once you've completed those 3 rounds, inhale to bring the knee back in toward the armpit. And exhale to find supine twist. So this time the left hand assists the right knee off to the left. The right arm reaches out to the right and soften into both shoulders. Stay on the back of the head. We're not here for long. Keep the focus on the breath. On your next inhale, bring yourself back to center. Exhale, right leg goes long out in front of you, rests on the mat and meets the left leg. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, bend the left knee, bring it in, interlace the fingers. Exhale, left hand brings left knee to the left. Right hand presses into right hip. Inhale, bring the knee back to center. Exhale, lift the leg toward the sky, hands behind leg. 3 breaths here. Any movement, any adjustments, it's your practice. When you feel ready, use an inhale, bend the knee, bring it in. Use an exhale, open up the knee out to the left. Back to center, fill up. To the sky, soften. 1 more time. Inhale as you bring the knee into the armpit. Exhale as the right hand brings the left knee to the right. The left arm comes off to the left and soften into both shoulders. Close eyes perhaps. Count breath maybe. Your inhale brings the knee back to center. Your exhale lets the left leg go long out in front of you and meet the right, and maybe you lightly tap the calves on the mat. Bring the knees in, find happy baby, lift the feet toward the sky, and take a grip on the outside of the feet or the ankles or the calves, and gently pull on that grip. Sending the knees toward the armpits, and then sink into the lower back. Untuck the tailbone. Maybe it feels nice to gently rock back and forth and give the lower back a massage here. Bring yourself to center and find stillness if you haven't already. Plant the feet hip-width distance. Preparing for a bridge pose, bring the arms long at the sides. Make sure the fingertips can brush the heels. You bring the feet in toward the bum until they can. And then actively squeeze the leg muscles around the bones, keeping the legs hip-width distance. Inhale, press into the feet and lift the hips. Keep the glutes nice and soft. And then stay here with your breath. Arms are long at the sides, palms are pressing into the mat. One more big inhale, press into feet, lift hips, soften glutes. And then as you exhale, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Bring the knees into the chest, place the hands underneath the knees, rock and roll along the length of the spine. Finding a seat, cross the ankles, plant the hands, come onto the knees, and then bring yourself to tabletop all fours. Find the middle of your mat here. Spread the fingers wide, press into the fingertips, not the wrists. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, and then place the knees below the hips and the feet behind the knees. As you inhale, lower your belly, lift your tailbone, lift your chin, lift your chest. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, bring your gaze toward your navel. Keep pressing into the fingertips. Keep moving back and forth between those two asanas at your pace, using your breath, perhaps closing your eyes. Maybe lingering in the cat or the cow for a breath or two. Maybe playing around with which direction your fingers are pointing. They can point toward you, which can intensify the wrist stretch. You can point in any direction of your choice, just to switch it up. See what feels good in your body today. Maybe finding some different movement here, something that feels a little more organic to you if the cats and cows don't feel like they're serving you. Eventually making your way back to that tabletop. The hands below the shoulders and the fingers pointed forward. Then extend your left leg long back behind you and tuck the toes and press into the ball mound of the foot. And then just shift back and forth for a couple of breaths. And bring yourself back to center, find stillness, shoulders over wrists. Then start to lift the left leg, bringing the left hip in line with the right, keeping the left toes flexed. Now when you're ready, extend the right arm long out in front of you by the right ear. Spread the fingers nice and wide, reach the fingers far forward. And take an inhale, left heel back, right fingertips forward. Take an exhale, bring the right elbow in, the left knee in. Tuck the chin, round the spine. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to find length. Maybe lift the chin, chest, and gaze as well. Exhale to bring it in, pull in the lower belly. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. This time, as you inhale, find length. And as you exhale, bend the left knee and bring the right arm long back behind you and take a grip of that left ankle. If you can, you don't have to, maybe the right arm just reaches. If you have that grip, maybe you start to kick the left foot into the right hand, lift a little higher. Keep pressing into the right knee, keep pressing into the left hand, keep breathing. Using an inhale, very carefully releasing the grip, find length 1 last time. And then as you exhale, set the right hand down and the left knee down and take 1 round of cat and cow. We'll come back to center and do the same thing on the other side. Reach the right leg long back behind you, tuck the toes, press into the ball mound of the foot, and shift forward and back. Find stillness. When you're ready, start to lift the left arm long out in front of you by the left ear, and lift the right leg. Bring the right hip in line with the left. Keep the right toes flexed. Inhale, right heel back, left fingertips far forward. Exhale, tuck and round. 2 more times. Last time, inhale. This time, bend the knee. Left arm back, maybe finding a grip. Flexing the toes, kicking the leg, lifting the chin, chest, and gaze. Keeping the focus on the breath as you press into the right hand and press into the left knee. And then on your inhale, carefully releasing the grip, finding length one last time. On your exhale, gently placing the hand and the knee back down. And taking one last round of cat and cow. And bringing yourself to downward facing dog. Tucking toes, lifting knees, reaching hips up and back. And adjusting stance if you need to, maybe lengthening it. Gazing at hands, perhaps making sure they're relatively shoulder width distance and you're pressing into the fingers, not the wrists. It might feel really nice to find some movement in the head and the neck, releasing any tension you might have. And then waking up the bones here, waking up the muscles. Maybe you start to pedal out your dog, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe it's the first down dog of your day. Beautiful. Close the eyes perhaps. Check in, notice how you're feeling in this moment. Pull in your lower belly, lift your hips nice and high. Dig your heels into the mat behind you. Take a big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, stick your tongue out. Bend your knees as you inhale, look at your hands. Step your feet to meet your hands as you exhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Separate your feet. Bend your knees, drape your torso. Relax your head and your neck. Relax your arms and your upper body. We're just here for 3 breaths. If you want to find a bind, you can. If you want to come into some movement here, you can. Just see if you can let gravity take over. If you have a bind, release it. If you're finding movement, come into stillness. Let the feet be directly below the hips. You can put 2 fists in between the feet for measure. That's going to be hip width distance for most of us. And then when you feel ready, you might bend the knees. Inhale, press into the feet and roll up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. No rush here. Arms dangle. Once you're all the way up to standing, lift the shoulders up, roll them back. Let the palms face forward. Spread the fingers nice and wide. It might feel nice to shift between the ball mounds of the feet and the heels for a moment. And then stillness. And close the eyes. Inhale the arms out and up, palms touch, chin lifts. And exhale the hands to the heart. Tuck the chin. Stay here for 3 breaths. Perhaps saying something kind to yourself. Or sending some good energy in the direction of your choice. Flutter the eyes open if they aren't already. Inhale, raise your arms up. Let the palms face each other. Keep the shoulders nice and soft. And exhale, hinge at the hips, flat spine. Let the heart lead. Inhale to come up halfway. Reach the crown of the head forward. Reach the tailbone back. Gaze is slightly down. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, bend the knees. Reach the left leg back behind you. Find your low lunge. Adjust your stance. You want your right knee on top of your right ankle, not exceeding it. You want your left leg nice and long back behind you. Lower onto your left knee, the top of your left foot. Press into your right foot and your left knee. Inhale, come on up, Anjaneyasana, raise the arms. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Where can you soften? Inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, sit a little deeper, baby back bend if you'd like. Lift the chin, the chest, the gaze. Just one more inhale here. As you exhale, plant your palms, frame your right foot, low lunge. Tuck your left toes. Inhale, sink into your hips, lift your chin, your chest, your gaze. Exhale, press into your right foot, straighten your right leg, shift up and back on your hips. Lift your right foot and flex your toes. We're here for a couple of breaths. Here's a pose where if you do have 2 blocks handy, you might want to grab them, but they are definitely not necessary. Reaching your right hip back. Breathing into your right hamstring. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back to that lunge, planting the right foot, stacking the right knee, straightening the left leg. Plant the left hand below the left shoulder and inhale the right arm high, the gaze high, simple twist. Lift the belly from the thigh. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Left heel reaching back. Right hip reaching back. Press into left hand. On your next exhale, plant the right palm back down, low lunge. And then take a quarter turn to the left and find Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold. So both feet are pointed forward. Hips are stacked over heels. Relax head and neck. Shift weight into ball mounds of feet as opposed to heels. Maybe you even lift your heels. Take a quarter turn to the left. Find low lunge at the back of your mat. Adjust your stance. Lower onto your right knee, top of your right foot. Press into left foot and right knee. Inhale, raise the arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sit a little deeper. 2 more breaths, big inhale, grow tall. Full exhale, soften. Big inhale, baby back bend perhaps. Exhale, fold. Find your cow, inhale. Press into your left foot, exhale. Straighten left leg, shift up and back on hips. Flex left toes toward face. Grab blocks if you're going to use them. Reaching left hip back. Breathing into left hamstring. On your inhale, shift forward, plant left foot, stack left knee. Tuck right toes if they aren't already. Plant right hand, lift left arm, simple twist, lift gaze. Reach right heel back, reach left hip back. Breathe. As you exhale, plant the left palm, low lunge. Kick off with the right foot, let it meet the left at the top of the mat, forward fold. Press into the feet as you inhale, reverse swan dive, baby back bend if you'd like. Hands to heart as you exhale. Close your eyes if you'd like. Big breath. Open the eyes, inhale the arms out and up, shoulders soft, palms toward each other. And listen, exhale, chair, bend the knees. Sink into the hips. Chair. Bring the weight into the heels. Lift the toes, perhaps. Breathe. On your next inhale, press into your feet, straighten your legs, baby back bend. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold, flat spine all the way down. Reach your right leg back. This time, hinge at the hips, high lunge. Raise the arms. Sink into your lunge. Stay with your breath. Where can you soften? Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Gaze at either thumb or anywhere in between. Inhale, come back to center, high lunge. Exhale, lean and fly, torso parallel to mat. Fingertips reach back, shoulders reach back. Left hip reaches back. Maybe you lift your left toes and wiggle them, making sure they're not clenching. Inhale, hinge at the hips, come back up, high lunge. Exhale, straighten the left leg, and then bring the hands either down to blocks on either side of the left leg, or maybe airplane the arms back behind you, or airplane the arms out to the sides, or airplane the arms long out in front of you by your ears. Keep reaching left hip back and right hip forward. You guys got this. Inhale, come back up, high lunge, bend the left knee, raise the arms. Beautiful. Exhale, fold. Plant right hand, lift left arm, simple twist, inhale. Horizon lunge, exhale, come onto the pinky side of the right foot, bring the left arm back behind you, sink into the hips, gaze at the left thumb. Simple twist, inhale, ball mound of right foot, left arm high, gaze high. Plant the palm, exhale, low lunge, take a quarter turn to the right. Prasarita, wide-legged forward fold, feet point forward. Hips stack over heels. Weight is in ball mound of feet. Quarter turn to the right. Low lunge, back at the front of our mat. Adjust what you need to adjust. When you feel ready, squeezing thighs together for balance perhaps. High lunge, hinge at the hips, raise the arms. Where can you soften here? Where can you adjust here? Physically, mentally. Inhale to prepare to twist. Exhale to send the right arm back, the right hip back. The left arm forward. The gaze wherever feels best for you. On your next inhale, unwind, come back to center, high lunge. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, lean, fly. Torso parallel to mat. Fingertips back, shoulders back. Right hip back. Maybe lifting right toes and wiggling. Inhale, hinge at hips, raise arms. Exhale, straighten right leg. Bring hands long at the sides on on blocks, or just dangling in the air. Or maybe arms reach long back behind you, or out to the sides, or long out in front of you. Reach the right hip back, reach the left hip forward. Inhale, bend the right knee, raise the arms, high lunge. Exhale, plant the palms, frame the right foot, low lunge. Plant the left hand and inhale, simple twist, right arm high, gaze high. And exhale, horizon lunge, pinky side of left foot, right arm back, gaze back, sink into hips. Inhale, simple twist, ball mount of left foot, right arm high, gaze high. Exhale, plant the right palm, low lunge. Beautiful. Kick off with the left foot, let it meet the right, forward fold at the top of the mat. Reverse swan dive, inhale, baby back bend if you'd like. Hands to heart, exhale, take your time. Close your eyes if you'd like. Big breath. Raise your arms, inhale, shoulders are soft, palms face each other. Chair, exhale, bend your knees, sink into your hips. The weight is in the heels, the toes might lift. Stay here with your breath. Perhaps you're counting your breath. Inhale to prepare to twist. Exhale to send your right arm back. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to send your left arm back. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to lean and fly, drinking bird. Lift your heels, lift your hips. Send your fingertips back behind you. Reach your nose toward your toes. Stay here with your breath. Pull in your lower belly. Maybe straighten legs, lift hips higher. Inhale back to your chair, lower your heels and your hips. Raise your arms and your gaze. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, press into your feet, straighten your legs, baby back bend if you'd like. Exhale, hands to heart, take your time. Beautiful practice, everyone. Raise your arms once more. Hinge at your hips and fold. Send your left arm back, your left leg back, I'm sorry. Hinge at your hips, high lunge. One breath, one movement, right arm back, exhale. Back to center, inhale. Lean and fly, exhale. Hinge at the hips and come up, high lunge. Straighten the right leg, arms wherever you'd like. Bend the right knee, raise your arms. Listen, we're switching it up. Open up, warrior two. 3 breaths in our warrior two. Maybe you widen your stance. Softening your shoulders, what does that mean for you? Actively press into your left pinky toe. Open up your right knee, and on your next inhale, reverse your warrior, left hand, left thigh, right arm up and over. Breathe into the right side body, reach the right fingertips far back behind you. Keep the lunge in the right knee. On your next exhale, extended side angle, reach the right arm forward, long, and then lower the right arm, raise the left arm, gaze at either hand. Of course, if you prefer, right elbow, right knee, and left arm up and over. It's your choice. It's your practice. Press in the left pinky toe, breathe into left side body. And when you feel ready, using an inhale, we're gonna come all the way up, let the left fingertips bring you there. Straighten the right leg, raise the right arm to meet the left, and then let both feet point forward. Use an exhale to bring the heels in, the toes out, bend the knees. Let the hands come to the heart. We're here for a couple of breaths. Shoulders over hips. Maybe you lift your toes. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you find some movement to bob up and down or sway back and forth. Find some shoulder rolls. It's okay if you're shaking, we're almost done here. Using an inhale, straighten the legs, raise the arms, let the toes point forward once more. Using an exhale, Prasarita, hinge at the hips, wide-legged forward fold. Hands come to the mat in front of you. Come up halfway, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Quarter turn to the left, low lunge. Plant the right hand and inhale the left arm high. Exhale, horizon lunge. Inhale, simple twist. Exhale, low lunge. Squeeze the thighs together. Hinge at the hips. High lunge. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean and fly. Inhale, hinge at the hips, raise the arms. Exhale, straighten the left leg, arms where you'd like. Inhale, bend the left knee, raise the arms. Exhale, open up, warrior two. 3 breaths. How does this side feel different from the other? Your inhale reverses your warrior. Press into the right pinky toe. Breathe into the left side body. Reach the left fingertips far, far, far back. Your exhale brings you to extended side angle. Reach forward first and then lower down. Breathe into the right side body. On an inhale, the right fingertips bring you all the way up. Palms touch. Both legs are straight, the feet are pointed forward. And then as you exhale, hands to heart, heels in, toes out, bend knees. Maybe you sit a little deeper with each exhale. Maybe you find movement. Maybe it's different movement from the time that you did this a couple minutes ago. Inhale, straighten legs, straighten arms, toes forward, gaze high. Exhale, Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Come onto the ball mounds of the feet. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Quarter turn to the right, low lunge, back at the top of the mat. Simple twist, right arm high. Horizon lunge, right arm back. Simple twist, right arm high. Low lunge, plant the palm. Let the left foot come to meet the right at the top of the mat, forward fold. Reverse swan dive, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Eyes open or closed, full breath. Raise your arms, inhale, shoulders soft. Find your chair, exhale, bend your knees. Prepare to twist, inhale. Right arm back, exhale. Back to center. Left arm back. Back to center. Drinking bird. Stay here for 3 breaths. Lift heels, lift hips, reach arms back. Reach nose toward toes, whole and lower belly. Maybe you straighten legs, lift hips a little higher. On your next inhale, lower heels and hips, raise arms and gaze. On your next exhale, sit a little deeper. Press into feet, inhale, straighten legs, baby back bend if you'd like. Bring hands to heart, exhale, nice and slow. Raise your arms, inhale. Hinge at your hips, exhale. Left leg back. Last little flow. Come on up, inhale. Right arm back. Back to center. Fly. Back up. Straighten the right leg. Bend the right knee. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Come on up. And this time as you exhale, goddess arms. And then as you inhale, come back up. And listen, as you exhale, warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Bring your right arm underneath your left, eagle your arms. Gaze past your left knee. Whenever you're ready, bring your right leg and wrap it around your left for full eagle. Squeezing arms, lift elbows. Send hands forward. Squeezing legs, sit a little deeper. Reach right hip back. On your inhale, carefully unwind arms and legs and find chair. On your exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat spine, crown of head forward, tailbone back. Forward fold, bend your knees. Send your right leg back. Come on up, high lunge. Left arm back. Center. Fly. High crescent lunge. Straighten your left leg. Bend your left knee. Find your warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Straightening arms and legs, finding length, growing tall. Finding cactus arms, bending knees, sinking low. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale to find warrior 2, back at the front of the mat, bending the right knee. Bring your left arm underneath your right for eagle arms. When you're ready, bring your left leg and wrap it around your right for eagle legs. Squeeze. Breathe. Soften. On your inhale, unwind your arms, unwind your legs, find your last chair of this practice. On your exhale, stay. On your inhale, press into your feet, straighten your legs, baby back bend. On your exhale, hands to heart, tuck your chin, close your eyes. Fill up here. Let go here. Raise your arms. Fold forward. And listen, halfway lift, forward fold, step or hop for your first high plank, your only high plank. We're here for 3 breaths. Fingers spread wide, shoulders over wrists. Puff up the upper back, tuck in the lower belly, reach the heels back. When you are ready for your next exhale, lower down either halfway or all the way, bend the elbows inward, feel them brush the rib cage. On your inhale, press into the feet. Straighten the arms, lift the chest. On your exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog, we're in this down dog for 3 breaths. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you shake your head, yes and no. Roll your neck in circles. Give your hips a little shimmy. As you inhale, reach your right leg high, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, scorpion your dog. Stack your right hip over your left. Lift your right knee toward the sky. Stay here for an inhale, reach the knee higher. And then as you exhale, find half pigeon. Bring your right knee toward your right wrist. Your right ankle toward your left wrist. Lower onto your leg. Extend your left leg long, use your toes as leverage. Gaze past your left shoulder, make sure your left leg is straight. Bring your hands at your sides, press into the fingertips, lift the crown of the head, find length. Hinge at your hips and slowly start to fold forward. Coming onto your palms, or your forearms, or your forehead. Closing eyes perhaps. Giving your third eye a massage maybe. Take one last breath, big inhale, fill up. And full exhale, let go. Carefully bring yourself upright, plant palms, straighten arms, bring gaze forward. Bend left knee. Press into left hand. Bring right arm long back behind you and maybe find a grip of the ankle. Carefully release that grip. Let the leg fall back behind you. Tuck the toes, bring the leg in ever so slightly. Press into the hands and bring the right leg high back behind you, 3-legged dog. Kicking the leg if you'd like. Finding another scorpion dog if you'd like. Finding downward facing dog once more so we can do half pigeon on the other side. Maybe you pedal out your dog in between sides. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale to scorpion, stack left hip over right. Inhale, left knee reaches higher to the sky. Exhale, half pigeon. Left knee, left wrist. Left ankle, right wrist. Right leg long and straight. Crown of head high. And fold. Being just as mindful on this side as you were on the other. And being aware that you don't have to go down quite as far. Or maybe you go down a little further. Let it feel good in your body. One last inhale. And one last exhale. Plant the palms, press into them, inhale. Bend the right knee. Bring the left arm back. And maybe you take a grip and pull on the grip. Releasing the grip. And tucking the right toes. Bringing the right leg in just a little bit. Lifting the left leg for three-legged dog. And giving that left leg whatever attention it might need. Finding any movements that you might like. Bringing yourself to your last down dog of this practice. Using an inhale to bend the knees, lower onto them. Come to the middle of your mat. And tuck all 10 toes, including the pinkies. The hands might need to assist. And find broken toe. Have a seat on the heels. Close the eyes if you'd like. Lift the crown of the head. Breathe into the bottoms of the feet. We're going to do broken toe and then a counter stretch. We're going to do that 3 times. This is really good for your feet. One last full inhale here in broken toe. And full exhale here in broken toe. And carefully come to on your hands, untuck your toes. Have another seat on your heels. And then bring your hands at your sides and lift your knees. As much as feels okay for you. Make sure you feel a stretch. It'll likely feel difficult, but hopefully no pain. If you're feeling pain, then don't do this. Breathe into the bottoms, or excuse me, the tops of the feet. If you'd like to intensify, just carefully start to lift the knees a little higher. Maybe bring the hands back behind you for support. We'll just do that same thing twice more, 3 breaths each pose. So slowly lower back down. Put your hands in front of you, press into them. Tuck all 10 toes, broken toe. You're welcome to stay in either one of these poses longer if you prefer. Plant hands in front of you, untuck toes. Have a seat on heels. Bring hands behind you, lift knees. 3 breaths. And last round, lower onto your shins, plant your hands, tuck all 10 toes, have a seat on your heels. Plant your hands, untuck your toes, bring your hands behind you, lift your knees. Lower down, bring your hands in front of you, lightly tap the tops of your feet. Have a seat on your heels, bring your legs out to one side. Scooch up to the front of your mat. Plant the feet. Lift the knees. Bring the arms up shoulder height. Lift the chin, the chest, the gaze. Pressing into the feet, big inhale. Slowly lowering down as you exhale. Make any adjustments you need to find the most comfortable spot on your mat. Bring your knees into your chest, place your hands onto your knees, find 3 big circles in one direction. And 3 big circles in the other direction. Find stillness. Plant feet hip width distance. Bring arms long at sides. Make sure heels can brush fingertips. Press into feet, lift hips. Bridge. If you have a block or a pillow or a textbook, place it underneath your low back, your sacrum, that flat spot. Play around with it as long as you need to find the perfect spot. Maybe it feels nice to extend one leg long out in front of you and then the other. Breathe into the front of the hips. Maybe it feels nice to bring the arms long back behind you, letting them rest on the floor. Maybe it feels nice to lift the legs toward the sky. If this feels nice, suggestion for this to be your final resting pose. If there are any last poses that you would like to take, any last movements before your final resting pose, please feel free to take them. This is your practice. Please listen to your body and give yourself what you need. For the sake of time, suggestion to find your final resting pose if you haven't already. Maybe it's legs at the wall. Maybe you have a prop under your low back and legs at the wall. Or maybe it's corpse pose, Shavasana. Or maybe it's something else that feels restful to you. Just spending a moment here in stillness. This is the most important part of your practice. Allow yourself to rest. If you would like to stay in your final resting pose longer, please feel free. We can close out our practice together from any position. If you would prefer to meet me in a seat, start to deepen your breath. Come into some tiny micro movements in the body. Roll over onto one side for a transitional fetal position. And press yourself up into a seat, any seat that feels comfortable to you. Place your hands anywhere that feel meaningful. Take a moment to come back to those kind words, to that good energy. If you didn't set anything at the beginning of class, maybe you'd like to set something now. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for allowing me to share my practice with you. Thank you for helping the Woodlawn Yoga community exist. Have a lovely rest of your day.